Hello, everyone. Glenda Mollett here, and welcome to my craft tube. I'm back. Did you miss me? I missed you guys. So just let me get on to Facebook here and make sure that I'm streaming live because it's been a while, and I'm not sure that things are going to work. Hey, okay. I just have to stick it over to my VIP group as well. Now, I must say right off the top, if I'm still having issues like I had last time, hey, Norma, sometimes my phone craps out. There's Valerie. Yay, people are coming. Yay. So before I left, I was having issues with my phone stopping all the time. And I don't know whether it's been fixed or not. I have no idea. So if it stops and goes dark, don't go away. I will be back. So I just have to remember to keep touching the screen. I don't know what's going on. But anyways, hey, Marcia. Whew, I was this close to being late. Okay, I was late, like a minute, but scrambling around because I had so much to do since I got back. But I wanted to make sure I came on tonight and say hi, and I missed you. So here's the card we're going to make tonight. This card was inspired by my friend Karen B, who lives in the States, and it's an awesome way to use up leftover strips of designer paper. Hi, Kathy. Oh, you're very welcome. Hey, Josie and Marcia, Wendy. Oh, look at all the people. Nancy. Oh, man. So I'm going to show you my face one more time. Do you see the bags under my eyes? I am so tired. I've been dragging my butt all day, I'll tell you. I didn't have my usual pep in my step. But I'm going to do this. We're going to get through this. So I'm going to recreate this card for you tonight using the new Cheerful Daisies bundle and Fresh as a Daisy designer paper. But I wanted to show you, first of all, I have 3 draws to do tonight, so don't let me forget to do them. I got some cards while I was away. This one I received from Valerie. And this one I received from Valerie. And this is a really cool fun fold. Look at this. I'm going to have to recreate this one. This uses one of the new sets that I think I ordered it. I don't remember whether I ordered it or I was thinking of ordering it. Anyways, this one is from Maxine Finch. Marcia, I got back, arrived in my house at about 9:15 last night after a long travel day. I'll tell you about it. And this one is another fancy fun fold by Debbie Flatham, another friend of mine. We did a swap together, so I will be doing those. So let me tell you about my day yesterday very quickly because it was a long day. Okay, so the ship docked in Southampton, England at somewhere around 6:00 a.m. England time. Well, we were in Norway before that, and I didn't update my time. And Norway is 9 hours ahead. England is 8 hours ahead. So I was out an hour. So Heather and I had arranged a time to wake up, 6:20, I think it was, because we were getting off the ship at 7:15 a.m. Well, I forgot and didn't redo my phone. And when I woke up at 3:00 in the morning or 4:00 in the morning, I was lying there. I was trying to sleep. I was excited. I was going home. I was thinking of all the traveling. And I laid there and I hummed and I hawed and I hummed and I hawed until 6:05. And I couldn't stand it anymore. So I got up, had my shower. And I come out of the shower and Heather says to me, "What are you doing up?" "I'm getting ready to go." She said, did you change your clock last night? Because it's like 10 after 5. Oh, oops. So I had been awake since 3 a.m. England time. So you go back 8 hours from 3 a.m., which would put me at 7 p.m. our time, Saturday night. Okay, so 7 p.m. our time, Saturday night, and we arrived home at 8:45 p.m. Sunday night. Yeah, it was a very long day. But you're tired of hearing about me. Nah, let's just stamp. I am exhausted. I'm dragging my butt. Hi, Marie. Thanks for joining us. Okay, so this card, I made a custom envelope for it because, I got lots of that designer paper left. And this one I used let me get this, Hues of Happiness designer paper, which of course is now retired. The, one moment, please. Quiet Meadow stamp set. Now, I don't remember whether this one is retired or not, but I'm not using it tonight anyways. And Stylish Shapes for the circle and Stitched with Whimsy for around the outside. And then on the inside, I just did the flowers. Oh, I'll be chatting more about my adventures, but we're here to stamp, right? So I've got out to use tonight. I got out the Cheerful Daisies stamp set. I'm going to use the medium size flower for our card tonight. Oh my God. Words are going to be hard, people. Words are going to be hard. The dies that go with it. Then I'm going to use the dots from Perched in a Tree. And we're going to pull a sentiment out of Timeless Arrangements. Thanks, Carmen. The Stitched with Whimsy dies are still available, so we will use them. What they do, can you see the stitch lines in there? See the stitch lines around the outside? So all that does is put the stitch lines in there. It doesn't cut anything. So we're going to use that one. And then I need the big stitch circle die. Oh, and I got a cold while I was away. I'm so mad at myself. I was so vigilant about putting my mask on. Hang on a sec. I have to take a drink. Thanks, Carmen. Did I also already say thanks to you? Oh, well. It's going to be one of those repeat nights because I'm not going to remember what I said. Yes, so I don't know where I picked this cold up, but it's a pain in my butt too. So I got the inside piece. There's a card base, 5 1/4 by 4 inside piece. And then I'm going to layer Lemon Lolly on the card front. And this is a piece of the Fresh as a Daisy designer series paper. And I'm going to use this side, which is Pebbled Path for on the front. Then I have 3 strips. And we're going to do that with them. Oh, I think I cut them too wide. Uh-oh. Then I have this piece is going to be the circle. This piece is going to be the daisy. And then I got a hunk for the sentiment. Now, we might have to adapt because, a different stamp set, different paper sizes. But I just realized I made these 1 inch, but that's not 1 inch. Those are only 3/4 of an inch. And I think I cut these. Did I cut them so that they were in a row? I did. Sugar Shack. Oh, well. So when I did this with my senior ladies, one of the ladies said she had a hard time being OCD because the patterns didn't match. So I was trying to match the pattern and was going to show you that you can do it. Have your pattern like that. but I think it's going to use up too much space because being an inch, so you'd have that one there. And then you would have that one there. And then you would have this one here, and that would use up. So what do you think? Shall we use the 1-inch strips, or do you want me to cut them down? Marcia, hubby's doing not bad. They're still playing with his meds to get his issues all going. But he's still here. Hi, Pat. Hi, Janet. I know. I'm done with masks, Carmen. That's it. I'm done. Unless I know somebody is sick, or if I am sick, I'm not wearing them anymore. It's time to get my immune system back up to what it used to be. Kathy says cut them down. Norma says use 1 inch. Carmen says looks good. Valerie says 1 inch. Marie says cut it down. Pat says 1 inch. 1 inch. 1 inch. Okay. Apparently 1 inches have one. Okay. So we will do the 1 inch. So to do this, pardon me, I'm going to be coughing because I'm coughing. And I know it's going to be annoying, but I hope you don't mind. It isn't too annoying. So because I want to keep the pattern consistent all the way across, then I'm going to make sure that this one, which is the one that's going to be on the end, is all the way on that and that. So that's what it's going to look like. So although this, oh, I didn't even get my adhesives out. Oh my gosh. Yeah. If you don't mind about the pattern not lining up, you won't be using as much designer paper as I am. Now I've used, these strips are 6 inches long, but I'm not using all of the 6 inches. It just depends on whether you want your patterns to match or not. So I'm using my, what's this thing called? Oh God. Like I said, words are going to be tough tonight. Silicone mat, there we go, to do this on, because then any of the adhesive that I overshoot is not going to stick to my paper. It's going to stick to my silicone mat. Oh, thanks, Janet. Stamp and seal. Yeah, stamp and seal. You know. Oh, Lord help me. Look what I just did. You'd think I haven't stamped. Okay, people, it's been over 2 weeks since I stamped. And let me tell you, I was having withdrawals on the ship because there was no stamping to be had on the ship. We got to see sneak peeks of some stuff that's coming up in the new catalog that launches in September, you know, the holiday catalog. I don't remember whether, I don't think I shared those pictures. But other than that, there was nothing stamp related for the entire 2 weeks I was gone. And it was very different. I'm not used to going that long without stamping. Oh, okay. So now we've got the strips on there. They're almost straight. No stamping on the ship. No. When Stampin' Up does their incentive trips, now I have to put a disclaimer in here, because the laws of direct selling and the laws of I don't know what the laws are, but Stampin' Up tells us that we have to say that less than 1% of Stampin' Up demonstrators earn the incentive trips. Okay, so I've said that, I've gotten it out of the way. I'm not bragging, it's just that I have to put that disclaimer in there because not everybody can earn the trip. So when we go on these incentive trips, they're considered our vacation. Sometimes there's stamping and sometimes there's not. Now, usually when we go on a cruise, there is no stamping because space on a cruise ship is very limited. And they usually have a hospitality room. Stamping Up does. And it has so much candy, you could open a candy store. Thanks, Julie. Oh, Pat, I don't know how you're doing 6 weeks without stamping. Let me tell you, you have my sympathy. I'm just looking at this to see what I did. Sorry. Yeah. Okay, so now I'm going to run. Oh, I didn't even get my machine out. So they don't do any stamping. Now, sometimes when it's a short trip, like when we were in Thailand, they will have stamping because there's a lot more room in a resort than there is on a cruise ship. So in the hospitality room, there must have been 4,000 pounds of candy. And then there's samples and they swap cards, people swap, and there's lots of stuff to do. And it's just a place to meet and chat. I have to go get my machine. Hang on. I'm coming. Okay. So, because there was no room on the ship, there's no room to stamp. So there was no stamping on the ship. And I wouldn't have had room in my backpack to bring it home anyways, even if there was. Because I was jam-packed full in my backpack on the way home. I bought a sweater in Norway made with alpaca wool. And I had to carry it home because I didn't even have room in my suitcase or in my backpack for it. Oh God, it was, yeah. I did bring a little bit of candy home from the hospitality room though. So I'm layering this now onto the lemon lolly. Okay, so tell me, lemon lolly, do you like this color? Tell me in the comments, do you like this color? I love this color. Uh-oh. What happened here? Oh no, it's just the way I'm putting it on. Oof, thought I cut it wrong. I did not. I was just having issues. Janet likes it. Kathy likes it. Valerie likes it. Carmen likes it. I saw a loose edge here. Apparently I didn't get my adhesive everywhere. Put a little glue on there. Marsha likes it. Norma likes it. Carmen likes it. Oh, I love it. I think it is a really pretty color. Okay, I have to wait for that glue to set a bit. So I'll just do some stuff. Okay, I got this big circle out, but it's not the size I need. So I need to get the next one. I'm going to die cut this circle. So we saw so many beautiful things and had so many adventures that I'm still trying to process all that we saw. It's just a big jumble. And I was so tired when we were over there because we did so much walking. I usually keep a diary, like every night. I would spend time my diary writing things down. So I made a book. It's just a notebook from the dollar store, and I put that on the front of it. And I was diligent about the first couple of days. See, I got it all done. Drew maps, said where we were, right up until, see, I had Friday, May the 19th, London and Croydon. Okay, I got that far. Then I stopped. I ran out of oomph. Yes, Julie, I love it, and I love the wild wheat on it. Okay. Now, I was going to do these dots. See the dots there? I was going to do them stamped off in Pebble Path because that's the color of this. But now, having looked at this, I think that's going to be too much Pebble Path. I want to do the flower in Lemon Lolly. So, what color should I make the dots in the background? Maybe we should use wild wheat. Yes, let's do that. Let's use wild wheat. Oh, it won't come out. Thank you. We'll use wild wheat and I'll stamp it off. How about that? Does that sound okay? So the trip was going really well until we got an email from the Great West Railway that there was strike action happening because, yes, they were rotating strikes while we were over there. There was strikes happening, and we had booked an overnight sleeper train from Penzance, which is way down at the bottom of Cornwall, England, to London, because it's like an 8-hour train ride, 6.5. So I don't know, it was a long train ride. So we figured we'd save on travel time during the day so we'd have more time to play. And we would save on a hotel room because we booked a sleeper train. Okay. So we get this email from Great West Railroad that our sleeper train had been canceled because of strike action, which meant that we had to, first of all, find train tickets from Penzance to, I can't see this. Penzance, I think that's where it goes, to London, which wasn't too bad. We were able to find that. Oh, that didn't work. Why didn't it work? We'll just do this one. Forget with the outline. So we managed to do that. So that wasn't bad. But then we had to find an accommodation in London. Holy moly, Aunt Jemima, that was difficult. Let me tell you, because first of all, it's last minute. Second of all, we wanted to be close to Paddington Station because we didn't want to walk too far with our backpacks. And third, I'm cheap. And it was really expensive. So my sister spent almost 3 hours online trying to find us a place to stay and managed to find one. Not too far from Paddington Station that would sleep all 4 of us at a reasonable price. It was not cheap, but it was a reasonable price. So we booked it. But all that hassle for nothing. Could have done without that stress in my life. Okay, so here we go. You got the circle. You got the fleur. Are you liking this? I'm not sure I like that flower. It's too small. I need a bigger flower, don't I? Answer in the comments if you think I need a bigger flower. Find the next one. Oh, that one might be too big. This one might be too big. Maybe just a second flower. Hi, Dimity. Bigger would be better. Oh my, you know how to go. Oh, Nancy, yeah. Yeah, it was a little bit stressful, but you know, we did it. I mean, you're on vacation, right? But then we're staying in this, it's an apartment because it was an Airbnb and it was an apartment and we went out for dinner and Heather and I came back and Craig and Lori went for another walk because, you know, they walk 20 kilometers a day, unlike me. So we were hanging out in the hotel or in the apartment and all of a sudden the door opens and this dude sticks his head in and says, excuse me, but I was here earlier and I left some clothes behind, so I came back to pick them up. It's like, what the halibut are you doing in our apartment with a key in the middle of the night? Because it was like 10 o'clock at night in a foreign country, in a strange city. So Heather grabs a butcher knife. Thank God she was smart, was going to defend us. So it turns out that this guy had been using the shower in our apartment because the shower in his wasn't working. And he'd left clothes there and came back to get them and didn't hand in his key. So, of course, we complained bitterly to management and they gave us a 50% off discount. So our relatively expensive accommodation in London was dirt cheap for that night. Okay, I'm cutting out a big flower. Let's see what this is going to be. I haven't done a center for it yet. If we decide we're going to use it, I'll do a center. Oh, yes. Yep. It needs a center, though. I like it better than that little flower. What do you think? Do you like the bigger flower? Let's put a wild wheat center in there. Now this one, there we go. This one has a center that I can stamp and cut out because I like layering it on top there. I'm going to get another block. Hang on. We haven't picked a sentiment for this thing yet either. And then there was more strike action. So we had booked an Airbnb in Croydon, which turned out to be a lot further away than we thought, because although it's only 15 minutes outside London, it takes an hour and a bit on a train to get there. But we figured we could do this. So we booked Mamma Mia for one of the nights we were there. And it wasn't over until almost 10 o'clock. So we thought, well, that's fine. We checked the trains. The trains went all day, every day, like 24 hours a day. So we would be able to get back anytime we were done. Only guess what? there was more strike action, and the trains that night were canceled. So they're kind of rotating strikes, and they only hit part of the railway at night each night. It just happened to be that most of the things that they had that they were striking were the ones where we were. Are you liking this? What do you think? What dost thou think? You like that? Okay, let's get this onto the card base while you tell me if you like it. So anyways, we couldn't get a train. So I said, well, that's not a problem. I'll just book an Uber. I know how to book an Uber. So I booked an Uber, and I told Uber when I booked, I said, I do not have data on my phone. We are from out of the country, but we will be there and I will have internet. So don't message me, but we'll be there. So the Uber said it was on his way, and we watched him come down the roads to where we were. He was 360 meters from where we were, and he disappeared. Completely disappeared. And then all of a sudden, I get an email that the trip was completed and they charged me for the trip. Oh, good. Everybody's liking it. Yay. So then I had to get a hold of, I was thankful that I had been chatting to somebody at Uber for something. I don't remember what. And so I just sent this person that I had been chatting with a message and said that this guy had just ditched us and charged us for the trip, and he didn't pick us up. And where was our Uber? And we were stranded in downtown London with no way to get home. And apparently he had tried to contact me, but of course I didn't have data. So the message that he was sending me, I was not getting. Now, should I pop this flower or leave it flat? I popped this part. Shall I pop that or leave it flat? And then we're going to figure out a sentiment. Anyways, so then one of the guys we were with, hello, Glenda Lavender. One of the guys we were with was from France, so he had a phone that had data on it. So we booked an Uber through his phone, and that guy actually showed up and took us home. But holy moly, it was very interesting in downtown London, because they must have been having one wild party somewhere around where we were, because there was a few different costumes. I don't know how to describe them, but this party, there was a lot of flesh showing in their costumes, let me tell you that. Okay, everybody wants me to pop it. Okie dokie. Yeah, it was quite fun, actually, standing there. We weren't afraid because there was lots of people around. The restaurants were still open. It wasn't like everything was closed up and dark. And we could have gone into the Novella Theater where we were, because they hadn't closed up yet. So we weren't afraid or anything. It was getting cold. And my 4 layers of clothing was not quite enough. Okay, so we're going to put the flower on here, like that. And add some Wink of Stella to the center. And that's going to kind of mellow out those dots a little bit too. There. Now clean off my Winky. And I'm going to add a little bit of Wink of Stella on the petals. So that was our adventure that night. We did manage to get home. It was like 1:30 in the morning before we got there, but That's okay. We did get there eventually. Hey, do you like that? I need to put a sentiment on there now. What? How about you make me smile? I like that sentiment. Let me see if I can find it. You make, oh, look at this. Right there. You make me smile. Timeless arrangements. Apparently there's not a die for this. That's too wide. Okay. I got some new stuff. I haven't even had a chance to process it yet. I got a thing on there. There we go. Aw, thanks everybody for your comments about my card. Yes, Marcia, it was an adventure. And that's only one day, like maybe 2 days out of the whole thing. It was interesting. Let me tell you, it was interesting. It was kind of anticlimactic when we got on the ship and we didn't have to deal with trains and strikes. But then, hang on, I've got to stamp this and I have to think while I'm doing this. Our port the second day was supposed to be at Granger, Norway, but the weather didn't cooperate and they couldn't get they have this floating seawalk thing in the port that it's supposed to attach to the ship. Well, it was too windy and the tide was too strong, and they operate this thing on a bunch of motors, and they were working the motors so hard that they burnt out the motors on the seawalk. I tell you, these poor people on this ship, and my sister, her hubby, and the other two that we were traveling around England with, definitely got an eyeball full of Mollett's Law. Yeah, so we never did make it into Granger. I'm not sure I like this. There we go. So we never did make it into Granger, and we just went on about our way. There's a gorgeous waterfall on the way into Granger, and they took the ship. It's like when you go up to Alaska and you see all of the oh Lord, what are those big white snowy things called? Glaciers. You see one of the glacier and the ship sits in the middle of Glacier Bay and turns like this around and around in circles. Well, they did that going in to Granger, so we could see this gorgeous waterfall. So they did it again on the way out, because of course we had lots of time. Ta-da! Icebergs. Yes, icebergs. Okay, now bling. Oh, my bling. Oh, I didn't get any bling out. Let's see what we have. Tinsel Trinkets 4-pack. Tinsel Trinkets 3-pack. Adhesive back sparkle gems. These things are amazing. In color dots. Oh, well, those would work too. Solid adhesive back solid gems. Okay, now we have to find something to put on here. Okay, so these are in Lemon Lolly, Boho Blue, and Copper Clay. These ones are in Pebble Path. So they got Boho, and they got Copper Clay, and they got Pebble Path. So those are the in color ones. And these ones are super sparkly. Like I haven't seen bling this sparkly in a long time. Can you see how they sparkle? Look at that. Maybe we need to use those. Let us see. And then we have, these ones are Misty Moonlight, Fresh Freesia, and Lost Lagoon. No, not the right colors. These ones are Pretty Peacock, Blueberry Bushel, Berry Burst, and Lemon Lime Twist. No, not the right colors. So those two will go back. Copper Clay, Copper or Pebble. You don't like the sparkly ones? Oh. Oh. Okay. There's the in color ones. So that color and this color is in there. That's those ones. The more sparkle, the better. I agree with you. Valerie says too blingy. Marcia says sparkle. Then there's the lemon lolly ones. Oh my gosh, decisions are not easy tonight. I'm feeling these ones, so it'll be one of those two colors. And those, that's too dark. Could use that color. That's the wild wheat. Okay, so wild wheat or lemon lolly or the sparkly ones. That's why I have all of you guys. You're right. Okay, everybody's going. Lemon, sparkle, wild wheat, sparkle, wild wheat, lemon. So we have 2 lemons, 2 sparkles, and 2 wild wheats. Okay, that doesn't help. Glenda says the sparkly ones. Marcia, okay, it's going to be the sparkly ones. I'm making an executive decision based on votes. How's that? Okay. I'm going to put on some sparkle because in my opinion, you can never have too much sparkle. And these ones are super sparkly. There we go. Can you see them? Oh, they're so pretty. Okay. Fine, be that way. Hey. Okay. Sparkle is done. Now we have the inside to do. Where did I put my Stampin' paper? And we'll run a row of, oh, I didn't get an, oh, I did get an envelope. Hello. My brain is mush. I did so much talking while we were on the ship, visiting with all my friends that I haven't seen in a very long time, meeting new friends. Okay, there we go. Daisies it is in Lemon Lolly. Never too much sparkle. I agree. Lovely and sparkly. Okay. And ta-da! Okay, don't let me forget to do those draws before I leave you all. Because you know the way my brain's working tonight, I will forget. Oh, and I had laundry to do today. Holy macaroni. I did really good, though, with my packing. The only thing I took with me that I did not use was my bathing suit. And I wasn't sure whether I would want to go in the swimming pools on the ship or not. You know what? This bling needs to be in a different spot. It needs to be over here. I'm going to move this one. Nope. Nope. They weren't showing up on that paper, so I changed it. There we go. There's our card. But other than that, I used everything I took. Got tired of wearing the same clothes, but saved a lot on hauling suitcases around, let me tell you. All right, there's our card for tonight. Now, can I get it so that it sparkles for you? Where's the light on the wink of Stella? Come on. Hasn't been that long. I don't even know whether I can get it to sparkle for you. Oh, well, I hope you can see the sparkle on the wink of Stella. There we go. There we go. Done. So it's not too late to register for my June class, which is Cheerful Daisies. Just happens to be Cheerful Daisies. Let me see if I have my sheet here. Yeah. Okay. I put it in the front of my catalog so I wouldn't lose it. The class is on June the 21st. We're going to be making 3 daisy cards. And if you're part of my monthly tutorial, you get the tutorial for the 4th one. $30 for the kits plus in-color dots. Now, those in-color dots are these ones. You get a package of these that we use on the cards. $95 for the bundle plus the dots plus the kits. $125 for the suite plus the dots plus the kits. And you have until June the 1st to register for that. If you live out of the country, there's also a tutorial option. Nope, Val, don't have your address. Nope, nope, nope. What else was I going to tell you? Oh, anybody who put an order in while I was away, I got the designer paper or the cardstock cut today. So just let me, first of all, take this off. So anybody who placed an order is getting 16 half sheets of cardstock. So you get all of these. These are all the new, returning, and in colors. Just so you can see what they're all like. You get all of these for free, just by placing a minimum $60 order. Now, that was while I was away, but I'm putting an order in tonight. So if anybody would like to order anything, I will extend that offer to include any orders I receive tonight. And then I will mail you out 16 half sheets of cardstock. All right, I'm just getting my computer here. Get ready to do the draws. I've got the wheels all ready to go. Hang on, I need a drink. I'm surprised I didn't cough as more than I thought than I did. Oh, and my phone never died. That's interesting because I forgot to keep tapping it and it didn't go dark. I don't know. I don't know why it didn't do it. Okay, so I need to get my phone down and do that and do this and then do that. Okay, so the first one is May the 6th, share it Saturday. I'm going to delete the heading, delete the line. Then I shuffle once, shuffle twice, hit go. And the winner for May, oops, sorry, I didn't mean to make you seasick, is Debbie. Debbie, congratulations, Debbie. I will get a card and some goodies out to you. All right, next one is May the 13th. Share it Saturday. Pardon me. Delete the heading, delete the line, hit shuffle, and thank you to everybody who posts their gorgeous cards in my Share It Saturday. I love seeing them. Now, I know I haven't commented. I usually comment on all of them and tell you how much I love them, but I'm sorry, I did not have time. And Connie, congratulations. Connie wins for May the 13th. And the last one is for May the 20th. Delete, shuffle one, shuffle two. So I do apologize for not commenting. I've looked at all of your cards. I've loved all of your cards, like hit the love emoji. I just didn't have time to comment on all of them. But I'm home again and I will start. And the winner for May the 20th, Share It Saturday. Oh, stop. I forgot to shuffle. I have to shuffle. Did I shuffle? I guess I did. Because they're in a different order than I put them in there. Okay. Wendy S. is the winner for that one. Congratulations. I will get them hopefully this week. I'll get the cards out. I'm not guaranteeing anything because I have a class. I have 3 classes on Wednesday. 3. Why do I do this to myself? I don't know. I did shuffle, and yes, Wendy and Connie and Debbie, congratulations and thanks. I love seeing your cards. I did look at them from my trip. We did have Wi-Fi most of the coolest thing is that all of the transit over there has Wi-Fi, free Wi-Fi. So you're on the trains, you're on the buses, you're in the stations, it's all free Wi-Fi. And of course, all of our accommodation had free Wi-Fi too. It's just I didn't have data. Yes, congratulations. And thanks so much for joining me tonight. I have missed you all. And I'm so glad to be home for a couple of weeks. Maybe we're going to Quesnel for our granddaughter's birthday in June. I'm hoping that hubby's going to be able to make that trip. You didn't think jet lag is real. You'll have fun at Van Anda needs to smarten up. Okay, Valerie, what is Van Anda? Thanks, Kathy. Yeah, jet lag. Yep. I didn't have it when we went over there. But I think I have it tonight. I tried to nap this afternoon and I couldn't nap and Canada. Yeah. Yep, free Wi-Fi is a thing over there and it's fast Wi-Fi. It's not slow speed, it's fast. Vananda's on Texada. I agree. Okay. So I'm home. Tomorrow night I have planned paper pumpkin because I got my paper pumpkin kit while I was away. So tomorrow night, 8:00 p.m. VIP, and on my page, we're going to create the May paper pumpkin kit. And then 3 classes on Wednesday, and then I'll be back on Thursday to make a fancy fold with you. Oh, leg coming home? Yeah. I hope it only lasts one day because I don't want to be this slow for a week. I can't do it. Anyways, thanks so much, everybody. Have a wonderful rest of your week. And I hope you can join me tomorrow night, 8 o'clock, same station, same channel, Stampin' Smiles. Bye for now.